You're listening to the Ultimate Podcast for the Ultimate Flag Football League with your hosts, Steve and Danny. Join us as we break down all the games, players, and updates from around the league. So get ready, because it's time for some Tough Talk.
That's right, we are back. This is a Tough Talk exclusive podcast all about San Diego. I'm your host, Steven Dolan, always joined by Danny Bascom.
I got a new name.
Banny Dascom.
Banny Dascom.
Wow. Well, we are joined today by Armando Marquez, formerly of the Raptors of Tough 6, and now going to be jumping into LA. Armando, how you doing?
Living the dream, baby. Living the dream.
Now, Armando, you do a podcast yourself, just kind of talking to a lot of players, not necessarily all about Tough, but a lot about flag football. Tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, I figured I had a bunch of connections inside of flag football across playing across Mexico, playing across the States. And I love listening to podcasts. So I was like, dude, I'm figure out how to do this on my own.
Yeah, because you're a big advocate for flag football in Southern California. Like, you're playing not only in Tough over in Mid-City, but you play in Tijuana and now San Diego. So you're really all over the map doing tournaments in Vegas and stuff.
Yeah, dude, I just have fun with it. As you guys know, I mean, most people know who play. It's just it's its own little subculture, its own little community. And once I discovered it, I fell in love with it, and it became kind of like a little drug addiction for myself, dude.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. And it's a big deal in Southern California. I mean, flag football is all over the place. And it's players like you that keep it going, that do it just for the fun and just for the love of the sport, you know? It's a pretty big deal.
It's been a blast, dude. And you guys doing a crazy thing up here with the whole podcast, with all the multimedia stuff. I mean, it's amazing, dude. It's crazy to see what the level that Tough is taking the whole flag football community in itself to. I mean, it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different animal from what it has been.
It's going to be good, too, to see that go to San Diego, where you're going to be now. So let's talk about San Diego. I mean, we got a lot of teams. It's only going to be a tightened division, which is pretty cool in my eyes, because now whoever wins San Diego, it's going to be the championship game is going to be called the Titan Cup as opposed to the Tough Cup.
That's right.
So over in LA, you're going to also have a Titan Cup winner, and the Titan Cup winner from Los Angeles are going to play the Titan Cup winner from San Diego. So we're going to have a huge rivalry here, and you're going to be a part of that epic first season. I mean, it's pretty cool. Talk about your team and stuff.
All right, so my team, Pericos, formerly known as Chubby Chasers, been playing together for a while. I mean, it's all my buddies. I mean, most of them are from Mexico, Tijuana, and we're out there to play, dude. But I mean, for San Diego, what you guys really need to look out for is Goon Squad, aka Church's Money, and Goblins, aka Young Money, dude. Those are the two teams most athletic, most experienced, and those are gonna be the two teams to beat.
Oh wow!
Now, if I heard you correctly earlier, we were talking about this, and according to you, if you had to put money down right now, it would be Goon Squad winning San Diego and the Dream Team winning Los Angeles.
100%, without a doubt.
Interesting.
As far as I know, dude, I played with the best of the best. Goon Squad, like I said, AK Churches of Money, and Dream Team. If Chuck is out there and he's not too hungover, they're winning Mid-City for sure and winning the Titan Cup.
That's pretty much like the Tide's replacement. You know, because they Tide won a three-peat, and you can, from what I hear, the Dream Team very well might be capable of winning a three-peat in Tough if they choose to do so.
100%,
wow. Dude. But then you have this other team over in San Diego you speak of, the Goon Squad, and that's pretty much like the Dream Team's rival.
As far as I know, dude, like I said, I literally played on both teams. I've seen the best of the best, and they go back-to-back head-to-head. They both have the same caliber of athletes and same caliber of knowledge and experience. So
the real question is then, if you're saying LA is going to be Dream Team and San Diego is going to be Goon Squad, then who wins the Tough Cup out of those two?
That's easy, dude. Goon Squad, dude. That's San Diego, baby.
San Diego is going to take the Tough Cup in their first season?
Without a doubt.
Man,
it's because he's from San Diego.
LA is going to be pissed.
Let's not lie.
Now, you're formerly of the Raptors with Mark Hernandez and that whole good squad over there. What's it going to be like? You're not playing with them. You're playing for this new team, which I've seen your uniforms.
Oh, they're sick.
They're sick. It's like
seen those.
Yeah, it's like a colorful bird because your team's name's the Pericos, right?
Yep.
It's like a parrot themed jersey. I think that's cool. I haven't seen that in Tough yet. So you guys will stand out, and you think you're going to stand a chance against some of these teams or what? What do you...
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Okay, but clarify.
But we're gonna have a good time and we like the part, and we're gonna look better in all of them.
Yeah, nice.
Absolutely.
What do you think your record will be out of 8 games? You think you'll break even?
Oh, we're going 8-0.
Oh wow.
I mean,
8-0.
That's super contradictory. I never say that,
Wow.
but I mean, I
like to see
I
that.
cannot say I'm gonna lose a game.
Who's gonna be your quarterback?
Kenny M, dude. Kenny M.
Okay.
Quarterback for years from Mob Deep, and he's just a stud of San Diego. Anybody from San Diego flag football community is gonna know him.
So you're really plugged into San Diego over there, and it's gonna be awesome to see TUFF go into that territory, and we're gonna see all these awesome teams like you speak of, like the Goon Squad and all these teams.
Now, you also had mentioned earlier that, obviously you've played football in Mexico as well. Tell me what that's like. Could we see any teams from Tijuana coming up to play in San Diego?
The closest thing you're gonna get, like a full team from Tijuana or Mexico coming up, is gonna be me, my team. Like I said, half of the roster is gonna be straight from Tijuana. They're crossing the border Sunday mornings to come and play in TUFF.
Wow.
And it's international.
That's awesome. TUFF is officially international. That's the headline.
Wow. That's pretty badass. So, obviously, we're going to also have Win McAloney, who's running the San Diego Conference. He's going to be on the next podcast, really breaking this down on all the teams and the rules and getting ready for San Diego. But so far we got, 5 teams that we know are going to be in this division? It's going to be Monstars, Pericos, Goon Squad, and who else?
Goblins. And then Wynn's team, whatever his team is.
Oh, that's right. Oh, his team too, yeah.
The coach is coming back to TUFF 6. He's going to be bringing his own team in, and that's something, obviously we're breaking here, and we're excited to see what Wynn brings to the table. Obviously,
right.
I don't think he'll be playing himself, but...
I could see him fielding a team, though.
I could see him fielding a good
There's
team.
probably a lot of free agents that don't have places to go that hear about TUFF coming in, but they don't have a team yet, so he's probably working that and getting all those guys on a squad. I would think. I can't confirm that, but... It's going to be exciting to watch, and especially because it's a Titan division, so whoever takes this is going to be in, the very first epic rebranded TUFF Cup. Because before, the TUFF Cup was just LA, you just had to win the Titan division, and you were crowned the TUFF Cup winner. But now it's you got to win your league, and then win the TUFF Cup. So it's now even more prestigious in my eyes. It's like a wrestling title that's just, held up with prestige, you know what I mean?
This is a national championship, dude.
You can't
This
just
is a Super
win.
Bowl, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't wait to see the very first San Diego versus LA, and that's going to be not that long from now.
And according to Armando, it'll be Dream Team and
Goon
Goon Squad.
Damn.
Besides my 8-0 record.
Not if the Pericos have anything to say about it, though.
I mean, it's crazy that, 2 teams can come in and just completely revolutionize a league. I'm really interested to see if some of these, TUFF 6 teams that we all know,
right,
coming out of LA can even potentially stand up to a team like the Dream Team.
Right, and you're getting a lot of guys that were formerly from the Tide who we're very familiar with. Some of those guys will be in the San Diego division. Can you tell me more about Corey Thorell and Randy Bohr or whatever guys from the Tide are going over to San Diego? I know some on your team, the Pericos.
Yeah.
So talk about some of those guys that we know from the Tide.
Okay, Corey Thorell, Darius Walters, who else? Justin Stewart, and Jonathan Thomas.
Billy Hudson too, right?
And Billy Hudson.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
so that's a good chunk of the Tide.
They will all be on Goon Squad.
Wow.
So that's
I guess you could see why they would be in the championship if that's the Tide. I mean, 3P going down to San Diego.
Yeah, and it's kind of a bummer that they're not still going by the Tide. I wonder what that's about, and it'd be nice to have seen the Tide continue because I wonder what's going to happen to that franchise. I mean, is it even available for another team to take? And what if another team took that franchise? That would be very awkward.
Another team took it and goes 0-8.
Wow. or the streak continued 8-0.
Wow.
That would be something cool too. Whoever rocks the Tide is just blessed with good luck. I can see it. But no, it's going to be awesome to see down there, and I can't wait to see the level of competition and more so the rivalry between these 2 leagues now. And that's something that a lot of flag football leagues don't have. And that's a big deal. I mean, right now, this is groundbreaking stuff. But in a year from now, I mean, this is going to be a big deal. It's almost like the Rose Bowl or something like that. It's the TUFF Cup.
And we've heard, from, Commissioner Billy that eventually when we do have, 5 to 10, 15 leagues across the United States, there will be a Super Cup series for all of the winners to participate in.
Yeah,
that's the vision.
That's what it's called, the Super Cup series. And he's actually going to fly the winners down to, I believe, San Diego. and that's where the Super Cup Series. I'm not sure. I think
What,
either LA or
Tijuana,
San
baby?
Diego, but I think it'll be in San Diego. So like, there's a lot of future headed in, and San Diego is going to be at the heart of it. So I can't thank you enough for coming down and talking about this and giving us the scoop on what we can expect in just a couple weeks here.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. It's been a blast to hang out and see what you guys are doing out here. It's a beautiful experiment.
Let me ask you this. I wanted to. Now, you yourself make flag football flags, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So, tell me a little bit about how you got into that and where that's taking you. I mean, ultimately, do you have specific leagues that you make flags for?
No, I go down to Mexico City probably like 3-4 times a year, and they have a big market for making these flags. The people don't know, but football itself and flag football especially is huge all around Mexico and Mexico City especially.
Yeah, I've heard that, especially with like semi-pro teams.
Yep,
And,
yep,
tackle
semi-pro.
and stuff.
Yeah, no, the whole thing does a huge market, and the whole thing is that they're selling flags. So me and my buddy were like, "Hey, they're selling these flags down here. Like, hey, we're gonna get some.
Yeah.
We're gonna have these shipped up to the States. I know people pay for them." So that was how that whole thing went down, and we just started making them. But there's no special leagues we make flags for. It's just kind of like we're making it for any team, custom
Right.
flags or any little designs you want. Like, we'll make them.
And where can, if I wanted to buy flags, where could I get them?
Gridironflags.com.
That's right, Gridiron. Yeah, that's a good deal.
If not, hit me up, Armando Marquez on Facebook.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I don't really like. That's one thing I think could take Tough League up just like a half notch. Is that all the teams got custom flags?
Custom flags,
I mean,
yeah,
I
that's
know
my
it's
goal.
it's easier said than done. But like all the Raptors to have purple flags
Yep.
with their name in the Raptor logo. Like if everybody had those specific flags, like, that's just one little minor detail that the league would be cool if every team had a set of their flags.
Yep.
That's what I'd like to see is come out with like a group discount. Like if you got a 12-man roster, you buy 12 sets of flags. That'd be cool. That's what I like to see. So if you're a team out there and you want to step up your uniform just a little bit more, hit up Gridiron Flags and get that bulk deal.
I know Jonathan Caker would be all over
Some
that for the
swordfish flags.
swordfish.
That'd be cool. And like, can you do custom designs, or is it just the ones you have?
We could do super
Oh.
custom designs.
Oh yeah, so
anything
yeah,
you want, we work
I'd
it
like
out.
to see some swordfish flags. It's just all kinds. There's so many teams.
It'll go with their swordfish white football that we know they picked up.
That's right. That's
Oh,
right.
they
That's
got
right.
that, the white football.
So yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I'm so excited for San Diego, and even more the rebranded Tough Cup, because like we said, it's not the same Tough Cup that we're used to. It's now more prestigious because you got to win a league as opposed to a division. So now 2 league winners will compete for the Covenant Tough Cup.
And it's like Danny said earlier, that really creates a rivalry. It's something that is really unheard of in flag football, to create like genuine rivalries between teams. Do you know, Armando, of any, because obviously you're all around the football community in flag football, are there any like major rivalries that you know of?
That was what I was gonna say right now. Like, dude, even like before Tough or any of this, like Dream Team and Church's Money or Goon Squad have their own rivalry alone. Brandon, the quarterback from Goon Squad, and Jerry. I assume Jerry is gonna come out he lives in Las Vegas right now, but I assume he's gonna drive out
Wow.
to play and
Wow.
right here in Mid
Number
City,
2.
play with Dream Team.
That's the second guy coming from Vegas to play out here.
Oh, Jake too.
That's right. So that's pretty
But
cool.
yeah, no, that itself, like even before championship, even before all this, like there's a big rivalry.
That'll be the Titan Cup San Diego.
Yep.
Goon Squad and
And Dream Team.
Dream
or,
Team.
Oh no, that's the.
Oh,
Dream
that's
Team will be in LA.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I keep thinking Dream Team's in San Diego, but in fact they're going to Mid City.
Yeah,
that's another thing Mid City guys got to watch out for. Teams like the Raptors
People,
over there.
They don't know. Raptors know about them. Ducks know about
yeah,
them.
yeah.
They're ready. They know there's gonna be
Interesting.
But I'll tell you this about the rivalry you mentioned. The Goon Squad and Goblins, Church of Money, Young Money. I mean, that's huge.
That's
right
going to
there.
be the Titan Cup.
It's like the big brother, little brother thing.
Oh, interesting.
Let me ask you this. Obviously, in Tough 6, one of the major stats that's recorded and one of the major positions out there is rushing the quarterback and creating sacks and pressure on the quarterback. Do you see that in a lot of leagues that maybe the Dream Team and Goon Squad play in now?
That's a good question. Like, how are those teams going to react to tough standards? I mean, does Dream Team and Goon Squad, obviously Corey Thorell and all them, they know the tough rules, so I could see those teams. But the teams that are coming in fresh, I mean, how are their rushing standards? I mean, you think these guys are going to be able to
block?
Yeah, to block and perfect the tough rules,
Yeah, without a doubt, dude. I mean, from what I've seen, I mean, the tough rules aren't that different from the rest of the league, so they're gonna handle that just perfectly.
Okay,
I mean,
interesting.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be a problem.
For the teams that you do know of, do you see the Goon Squad and the Goblins making it to that Titan Cup? 'Cause since they got such a big rivalry, and they're both stacked with good players from what I hear.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, because I hate all these guys, I hate them a little bit at the same time. But yeah, it should be Goon Squad and Goblins.
I don't know. I'm kind of, not to be biased and stuff, but I'm kind of rooting for the Pericos over
me
here.
too, dude. Me too.
You guys got the coolest uniforms. I mean, so unique, especially when you got like. At this point in between TUFF 6, TUFF 9, and TUFF Her, you've got like 50 teams, so it's getting difficult to stand out as far as uniforms go. And now like the Pegasus, obviously with the pink, they always stand out. And I think this is one of those deals where you guys are gonna always stand out and make that franchise and that legacy behind San Diego.
Sandy, that's my middle name, baby. That's what I do.
So you're ditching LA. You're a San Diego man now.
Oh, 100%.
All
I don't gotta
right.
take that drive anymore.
Ooh, that's gonna be an intense TUFF Cup, big time.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't wait for that, and that's coming not that far away, so we're gonna do it. It's gonna be awesome. So Armando also runs the podcast called The Show with an exclamation point. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That's correct. So it's a pretty good podcast. We're not the only game in town, and Armando does a great job on his podcast. Not so much for TUFF, but the flag football community as a whole. So if you're in the Southern California flag football and not just TUFF, you got a great podcast for people to listen to. Very laid back, very very cool. And where can we find more of that stuff?
The show, you can find it on Google Play, the iTunes Store, all that. I put it up on Facebook, same thing, Armando Marquez, YouTube, hashtag TNAT.
How often do you have episodes coming out? Because like us, we come out every Wednesday, but you come out more laid back. Like, is it whenever you feel like, or do you do like once a month? How does that work?
Ideally, it'd be like every week, but most of the time it's like every other week.
Oh, that's still good, though. Yeah, no, that's still good. Okay, cool. So, yeah, if you're looking for another podcast relating to flag football, The Show with an exclamation point, Google Play, Armando Marquez, awesome stuff. I mean, keep it up. And we can't wait to see you do more stuff for TUFF League and San Diego in particular, because that's going to be a division that needs to get put on the map quick.
San Diego is definitely going to be put on the map. Obviously, from what we hear, all this talent is insane. It's just going to be getting crazier around here for the Tough Talk podcast. Like Danny said, dropping every Wednesday. Make sure you tune in. And for this episode of the Tough Talk podcast, I'm your host, Steven Dolan, joined by Danny Bascom, and this week, Armando Marquez.
Listen to the Tough Talk podcast every Wednesday morning. New episode, Tough Talk podcast. Steve and Danny morning. Love it, tough.